The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN, 8:30 a.m. on Thursday. 60 minutes to go until that opening bell, and right now we got markets in a little negative territory to kick things off. You got the S&Ps right now negative by about 18 points, trading at 35.60. Dow futures negative by 46, trading at 29,044. Got the NASDAQ futures leading the way off 146 points. That's about 1.2% in the red, trading at 12,265. We've got oil backing off a bit. Oil negative 90 cents at 40.59. We're looking at a 10-year yield right now of 0.65%. Gold contract backing off as well, off about $5 at 19.39. And we'll start things off. We'll jump over to the VIX this morning. And as we await, I was waiting for it. Weekly jobless claims coming in as we speak. Why not? We'll jump over to that number real quick. Weekly jobless claims coming in at 881,000. The market was looking for about 950,000. That number hitting the tape right at 8:30 as we came on the air. So we'll see how the market digests that in the next few minutes. All right, jumping back to the VIX. VIX, elevated levels, folks, as we are basically at all-time highs, right? 35.63 in the S&P. 12,267 in the NASDAQ 100 and above 29,000 in the Dow. Nonetheless, the VIX pretty comfortable at about 26 this week, 26.47 in that volatility index. Jumping back to the S&Ps, you see the run we had yesterday. Quite a run it was. We make a high basically at the closing bell of about 35.87 in the S&Ps. We're back right near that level at about 4 a.m., and that's where the slide kind of begins. We trade from about 35.85. We're down about 20 S&P points from that price level this morning. Currently trading at about 35.63. A little bit of a pop. No real volatility on that weekly jobless claims. And, of course, we get non-farm payrolls for the month of August tomorrow. The market will be waiting for that one coming into the long weekend on top of things. A little bit of a dicey scenario. Market might be getting a little frothy at these levels. Backing off a bit. We're coming into the long weekend. But guess what, folks? We just got 800,000 plus weekly jobless claims, and the S&P actually ticking up by a couple ticks right now at 35.64. All right, we'll jump right into it, see what else we have going on in terms of stock-making moves this morning. We're going to start it off with CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike came out with their earnings after the bell last night. A lot of volatility, especially to the upside priced in. Surprised Wall Street. They beat by 3 cents a share. They were looking for 1 cent a share. Revenue also beat forecast. Upbeat outlook, but guess what, folks? It was already priced in because look at the action. We got CrowdStrike trading from 142. We're down about $15. You can open down about 10% on CrowdStrike at 127. Man, the euphoria on yesterday morning and some of these work-from-home stocks, talk about getting a little out of whack. Now, of course, you have Zoom earnings on Monday night. Zoom charges 40% higher on Tuesday trading. You had CrowdStrike, you had DocuSign, both of those companies. We'll pull them up in a moment. You got DocuSign earnings. They come out with their earnings after the bell tonight. But, man, you had these stocks. You had CrowdStrike trade from 120 up to almost 160. That's a 33% rise, folks, okay, on nothing but optimism on earnings. Well, geez, they better crush it out of the park. If over the course of Monday and Tuesday trading, the stock trades up almost 33%. Now, yeah, you gave back some of that, but you were still coming into the end of the day yesterday at about 147 from 120. So you're talking about a 20% pop priced into the equity just from where we were to start Monday trading. Nonetheless, didn't quite live up to expectations. We'll zoom it in. There's the earnings. We trade from about 144. Technically, we closed at yesterday. We're looking to open down about $15 on the dot, a 10% drop on CrowdStrike for their earnings. All right, what else we got going on? We'll jump over to some of the stories with headlines. We're about 60 days out from the election, folks. 2 months on the dot. It is September 3rd. I believe the election is November 6th. We got about 60 days, maybe November 4th, November 6th, somewhere in that range. About 2 months. Facebook catching a lot of press. You got a lot of doctored videos being pushed out there by the Trump campaign this week. A little bit of fear in terms of what's going to happen as that election approaches. Facebook basically saying that they don't want to be responsible for policing what these political campaigns are pushing out in the final week before the campaign. So they are going to ban new political ads in the week before the presidential election. We'll see if that is enough. I would argue that they got to do more on a constant basis, because the disinformation campaigns, and folks, there's a lot of disinformation campaigns going on. No matter who it is, you shouldn't want it happening, okay? Because it's disinformation, it's lies, and Facebook is meanwhile profiting throughout the whole episode, okay? Yeah, now we're backing off a bit, okay? We were just above 300. You want some context on how this is working? And I believe the election is November 3rd. Got my dad out there telling me, thank you. So 2 months to the day, about 60 days. And so look at the acceleration Facebook has got during all of this, from 137 to 302. I believe Zuckerberg's like the number 4 richest person in the world. Only him and Elon been battling for that number 3 spot a little bit. They're in the business of selling ads, folks. A lot of political ads. So there's quite a bias in terms of just pushing out ads, and Facebook, we'll see what happens. But that story out there, they're going to cut it off a week ahead of time. A lot of people would argue that maybe they should cut it off before then if they can't control the amount of lies that are being pushed out there by the campaigns, one campaign in particular. What else we got going on? Walmart. So Walmart's been in the headlines a lot lately. They're going virtual as it plans holiday toy shopping. So the preparation for the toy shopping, going to be an interesting holiday season, right? I mean, it's unfortunate. You got families out there. I always enjoy the holiday season. You go visit Santa, right? We got Halloween coming up in a month and a half. Not going to be anything like what we're used to. But the holiday season, among the changes, they're relying on a virtual focus group of kids to pick the hottest toys, even with the pandemic. They said she expects the toys to remain a strong category. So I did a lot of shopping with my family online last year. Whether it's Amazon, whether it's Walmart, whether it's Sam's, whether it's Costco, Target, whatever it is. The world is changing fast, and Walmart is coming up for a workaround of its toy testing group to compile its list of top-rated toys. It developed an online tool to let kids virtually unbox, test, and play with toys, since multiple kids can't wheel around the same truck or play with the same doll. I mean, just amazing how these businesses have to function. Normally, they would allow kids, to sit in there and play with the toys. They're going to test it out thoroughly. Can't do that, so they're surviving in this world. But Walmart, of course, big week for Walmart, coming out with their Walmart Plus. Now, yesterday, giving back a lot of the gains that we had a couple days ago. You charged higher on the news of the Walmart Plus. On Tuesday, yesterday, you give back some of those gains. We're off a bit today. But for some context on Walmart, folks, I mean, talk about a rocket ship, right? I believe back in July that is when they first announced the idea of a Walmart Plus. Going to be $98 a year. They're going to compete directly with Amazon Prime. Free delivery for groceries, $35 minimum order. Not really a big deal if you're really ordering groceries or just household staples for the family. But Walmart's traded from $120 to almost $150. You're talking about a 25% pop in Walmart just basically over the last 2 months of trading. All right, folks, we got a little bit of a bid in this market. We got the Dow now in positive territory. The S&P's now down only 12. The NASDAQ negative 131. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back in 3 minutes.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. I got to chart a Tesla up here, and what's going on? Another negative day for Tesla. Don't tell Elon Musk out there, but yeah, Tesla trading down about $30 right now at $4.18, a far cry from where we were at $5.38 just on Tuesday morning. Yesterday, we got some negative action, of course, extending in terms of, now this story, it's interesting. They talk about it up here in terms of Tesla's largest outside shareholder, investment management firm Bally Gifford. They had cut their stake in Tesla to less than 5% from 6.32. They said it took the action due to portfolio restrictions after the rapid run-up in Tesla shares increased its overall percentage of the firm's holdings. I mean, the run-up has been so dramatic that basically their whole portfolio was riding on Tesla. Being a little bit dramatic, but those are types of the deals that you have when you have a stock going from basically $200 in the beginning of July to $500 at the end of August. But nonetheless, Tesla kind of navigating back to the mean. I mean, folks, it was only a matter of time. You don't trade from $270 to $500. You don't go up 84% when a stock just splits. Okay, and that's what happened. You announced that split on August 11th, and the stock went from 270 up to 500. Be very careful. That company was reaching a valuation of about $500 billion. It's not often that you see a company that's worth $500 billion trading with this type of volatility because the market cap swings are just mammoth. I mean, we just traded from 500 down to 400. Well, if you're worth $500 billion at 500, you just shaved $100 billion off the market cap if it opens down at 400. Now, I'm exaggerating a little bit because I think you were coming in at about 450 billion, but you can see what I'm talking about. This is where things get really frothy and a little dicey when you have companies this big with this much money invested in them, and basically over the span of 2 days, $100 billion disappears from its market cap. And if you're trading with, margin in any type of degree, if you're trading with margin, you just lost potentially 40% of your trade, right? If you buy it at 500, you put up half of that, which is 250, and you just lose 100. So you put up 250 and you lost 100. You lost 40% of what you were putting up. 40, just crazy. 100 of 250. You're down to 150, which is crazy action. All right, jumping around to what else we have going on. Tesla, always in the headlines. Beyond Meat, they got an initiation of coverage from Baird saying that they're going to be an outperform rating increased distribution should give Beyond Meat substantial growth over the next several years. Beyond Meat, an interesting one out there. They're going to be competing with the biggest companies out there in terms of Tyson and so forth. We're going to open a little bit higher. There's the pop on their news, up to 131.79 from about 129.70. But just be careful, folks. You know, this is they have a great brand in that sector, but you're going to be competing with the likes of Tyson Meat, et cetera, that are going to have their own plant-based burgers, plant-based whatever it is. But if they got the distribution chain, that may be one of the things that does help them. Eli Lilly, they got an upgrade this morning to overweight, pointing out the prospects of areas of diabetes and Alzheimer's. LLY is their symbol. You see the action there, up from about 149 to 153 on that news. Verizon in the news again. Verizon not often making headlines. Full disclosure, my mom, a Verizon employee, she retired, but she's got some Verizon shares out there. Good day yesterday for them. Verizon and Amazon. Yesterday the news was Verizon and Dish. Today, doesn't get better than teaming up with Amazon, considering a $4 billion investment in the India-based telecom company Vodafone Idea. According to a report from an India newspaper, Vodafone Idea is a joint venture between Britain's Vodafone and India's Idea Cellular. Such an investment might help it pay $6.8 billion that it owes to the Indian government. So Verizon, checking out these two. There you see the acceleration yesterday having to do with their deal with Dish, that they're going to allow advertisers to advertise using their platform on the Dish availability of advertising, whether it's Sling and so forth. This morning, pretty unchanged at about 60.45, but a stock like Verizon, it's usually a solid dividend stock. Quite a pop on them, and I got some trend channels back here. I'll back it up even a little more. This has been on quite a monthly channel. You see where we are in that channel right now, nearing the upper end. Verizon, strong company, strong dividend company out there, and catching a bid over the last, even since March, we were down at 50. That is quite a pop when you get a 20% rise in a company like Verizon, even from where we were basically at the beginning of July. You're at 53. We've now had about 12, 13, 14, 15% to the price of Verizon. Costco reported a 13% rise in August. Comp sales compared to 10 was the estimate. Costco's e-commerce sales more than doubled during the month. Costco, Sam's, Walmart, the likes. Costco, check out that run. And we put it on a short time. There you see the volatility. Pachman to about 362 on that news. Some solid same-store sales. To the banks, J.P. Morgan and Bank of America. Deutsche Bank upgraded both stocks to buy from hold. Well, we know that Warren Buffett is a fan of Bank of America, that's for sure. Noting extreme lag for bank stocks amid the overall market rally and a positive catalyst, including the macroeconomic recovery. So, jumping over to some of the bank stocks, Bank of America. Buffett's got quite a position in them, but we're trading from 25.84 to 26.26. J.P. Morgan, a little pop from 101.50 to about 103.60 on that. All right, FedEx and UPS, they get an upgrade as well to buy from hold. Well, upgraded FedEx, downgraded UPS to sell. They see margins and free cash flow improving for FedEx, while saying recent gains in UPS shares have run way ahead of the company's profit trajectory. Pretty interesting, some of these shipping stocks. You got FedEx opening a bit positive from 227 to 229. UPS shares, the reverse from 166 to 163. As they're talking about, folks, right? You just went from 82 at the depths. Even pre-COVID, you were at 120. You're trading at 165. FedEx, pretty similar action, though, from 160 to about 230. We were at a low of about 88. And we got to check in on Amazon shares. Amazon, we're going to open a bit lower this morning. There you see the volatility to about 34.92, still holding relatively well, right at about 3,500 for Amazon shares. We covered CrowdStrike, Rocket Companies, the parent of Quicken Loans. They reported a profit of $3.5 billion in the first quarter compared to a year ago loss. It benefited, doesn't take a genius, folks, benefited from increased loan volume driven by lower interest rates. We're looking at a 10-year yield this morning of about 0.65%. Rocket is their symbol, but there you see the drop on their earnings from 33 to 27, folks. We closed yesterday at 31.31 technically. We were trading at almost 34 in the final hour of trading yesterday. Quite the drop. To see for some context, We're going to open this morning at about 27. So we just wiped out everything going back to August 21st. Yeah, there's some appreciation in this stock since their IPO, but be very wary, folks. Now might not be the best time to be buying into an equity that is going to rely on mortgages and refinances when everybody in the whole world has refinanced. If you were thinking about it, pretty remarkable to see where that market goes. But nonetheless, Rocket trading a little bit lower today on their numbers. All right, checking back in on the VIX this morning. Keeping our eye on that VIX, hanging at 2646. We get the markets oscillating around on that weekly jobless claims number, spiked up to a recent high of about 3569, and we've given back about 7 S&P points since we've been on the air, 3562. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be going over DocuSign and Broadcom when we get back from the break. Both of those companies have earnings today. We'll see what kind of volatility is getting priced into those options. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archived workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Bam!
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps negative by 16 right now. NASDAQ negative 1. Yeah, NASDAQ negative 142. Check out that NASDAQ, folks. We'll pull it up on the 15 minutes, zoom it in. You see the action yesterday closed in a strong fashion at above 12,400. The run really begins at about 3:30 in the morning, giving up almost 200 points from where we were at that point. Okay, as we discussed, we got two companies with earnings today with some serious volatility priced in. You got DocuSign, coming out with their numbers after the bell. DocuSign really charging higher on Zoom earnings from Monday. You go from 220 up to 293. How about adding 35% to the price of the equity on nothing but optimism on earnings? The market wakes up yesterday morning and says not so quick. Nonetheless, checking out the action on DocuSign, we're pricing in about a $28 move. So you're looking at about an 11% move on their earnings after the bell tonight. You also have Broadcom. Quite a strong move for Broadcom, AVGO. Yesterday, we're pricing in about a $21 move on Broadcom. Not quite the same volatility, which would make sense. And there's Broadcom. I mean, no pullback at all on their acceleration yesterday. Some of the chip stocks really charging higher yesterday. DocuSign, a much more company with much more up for grabs in terms of not quite sure how the work from home is going to benefit them. It's going to benefit them in a dramatic fashion, folks, in the long term. But keep in mind, pre-COVID, we were at 90, and we're trading at 265. Okay, there's a lot of optimism already built into this stock. Just the last time we came out with earnings, we've doubled the price of the equity, folks, from 135 to 265. Okay, now, yeah, we live in a world that nobody should have to show up in person and sign anything anymore. The whole world operates online. DocuSign perfectly positioned. We'll see where they come out after the bell. Big move priced into that, so keep in mind you might be paying for some premium, folks. Check out the front page of TFNN, my newsletter, Rocket Equities and Options. We had a nice trade in there on CrowdStrike last night. One thing I'm going to talk about real quick, CRWD. You know what? Strategies can be everything, folks. CrowdStrike, if you just bought a put thinking it was going down yesterday, you would have paid almost $13, $14, $15. Guess what? That's what that equity moved, so you wouldn't have even made any money. Stay tuned, folks. Larry Pesavento